Hey there, based Shaman here. You know, guys and gals, in between, Craigslist, baby, you ain't kidding. What's up, everybody? Like this new little background? Like that shit? Pretty cool, huh? You ain't kidding, brother. Lockjaw, why don't you come serve his daddy? Hey! What are we talking about today? Besides this pink shirt I'm wearing. Today we're talking about purple drizzank getting thrown in the game. No. We're talking about my boy Marshall Mathers, the fourth. Alright? He needs how much? Hold on. He needs $25,000. $25,000 is how much Marshall Mathers the fourth needs to buy everything he wants. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking forward to this. I love doing reviews of Marshall Mathers IV content. I love doing reviews. I talk to the guy all the time. He's a cool guy. I'm not kidding, brother. Lockjaw, serve his daddy. Without any further ado, let's begin.
The amount of money that I need to buy everything I have ever truly wanted,
25,000,
desired,
baby.
craved, and so dearly and greatly wished I had is $25,000. That is the amount of money I need.
That's a good amount of money.
Literally and honestly buy everything that I want.
What does that consist of?
Every materialistic thing, that is. Of
Good
course,
point.
I want to...
Hey, let me pause our boy Marshall and say what's up to the new subscribers. We've got Cephas. We've got the Space Pirate. Arr. And we've got Charlene Rose. Welcome to Super Fun Train. I'm your host, Based Shaman. All right, let's continue now with our boy Marshall.
Become an actor or something like that. And
I would
honestly,
love that
should even
for you to be an
director
actor.
And educate
Oh, a director.
these dumbass punk directors on how to actually make a
Hell
damn
yeah.
good movie.
Oh, I bet you Marshall Mathers IV would make really good movies. They would be interesting. They would be cool. They wouldn't be like the stuff you typically see. I don't like normal movies and whatnot. I don't really watch them. I want to make weird movies. I want to make a movie where the whole time you're just following around this guy in the movie, and he doesn't really say a word to anybody. But in the end, he goes up to this girl in the mall, and he bonks her over the head, and she falls down, and everybody looks at him, and he goes over, and he gets down, and there's no music or anything. He starts jacking it, you know, catching that nut, and all of a sudden, he busts all over, and then, like, even the security and the police, they run up to him, and they just look at him, and he's like, oh, and then he busts all over, and that's the end of the movie. He just looks at them, and then the credits roll, and it says Finn, and then it says, you know, written, directed, produced, starring, Base Shaman, everything Base Shaman. I need help. Let's keep going.
TV show. Because there have been so many movies I've watched growing up in the past that there were so many fucked up things about them that I would have never done, either if I had been those directors or if I were a director myself.
Right.
Of course, I want a mansion.
Me too, dude.
I also wish I had it, of course.
But the 25,000 couldn't buy you that, though. The 25,000 couldn't buy you a mansion. The 25,000 couldn't buy you the mansion. So we're gonna have to up the number, brother. We're gonna have to up the number, because 25,000 ain't gonna get you the mansion, brother. I wish it could. I wish it would. Can it in another country? I've heard that the Philippines is the place to go. Like U.S. currency converted into Filipino pesos is worth a ton of money. So that's why I want to live there one day. But let's keep going.
Because I can't afford one, clearly and obviously.
Not yet, baby.
Just as I can't afford a single thing I want. I can only pretty much say, I wish I had it, or I want it, or I desire it, or I crave it. That's about it. And of course, I want a car. I mean, I honestly don't mind.
What kind of car?
What kind of car I get. And I personally don't need to have the most expensive car. Even if I did become an actor some miraculous way,
you'd stick with something chill.
You'd probably not see me driving around in a fucking Lamborghini, Bugatti, Ferrari, or whatever.
I like that. I wouldn't
Honestly, the most expensive car I would have is a Dodge Charger Hellcat.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. The most expensive you'd see me rolling around in would be a DeLorean. I'd get a DeLorean. If I had all the money in the world, I'd get a DeLorean. All right. I would say that I'd put all the pieces on it to make it look like the Back to the Future DeLorean, but I wouldn't do that because then everyone would look at me wherever I go. They'd probably still look at me. I'd be in a DeLorean, dude. Be like, oh, can I go for a ride with you in your DeLorean? I'd be like, why don't you suck a root and catch some lockjaw?
And that's about it. That's probably the most expensive car I would have. But I would probably mainly be driving around in a Mini Cooper or something like that.
Those are pretty fast, dude.
Because I like smaller cars anyways, since it makes me feel like I have a more sense that I'm in my own lane rather than taking up the whole road.
I know what you mean. I drive a big-ass
Because every time I test drive, well, not actually attending driver's school because it would be weird anyway for a 20-year-old to be doing that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Didn't even want to or bother to do it in my teenage years.
Right.
But anyway, I feel as if I'm taking up the whole road. And
I hate
it gives
parking.
me lots of anxiety. And sometimes I'll snap and like, if someone's talking or whatever, or if there's multiple people in the car talking, I freak the fuck out.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm not comfortable with driving it. And I do not know how long it even takes to get used to driving.
Dude, I get anxiety from parking. It's because I have a really big car. It's a really big Buick LeSabre. Yeah, I get anxiety parking. I mean, I've never had an accident. I've never hit anything, you know. Crickets chirping. No, I really never hit anything. But I do get anxiety when I have to park. I especially don't... I'm not bad at parallel parking, but I really don't like parking... Yeah, parallel park, that's what I'm talking about. I don't like parallel parking.
Of course I want to get used to driving. If I actually got used to driving, I'd probably drive more bigger cars or whatever.
Hummer,
I don't want
brother.
to drive trucks, but cars.
Trucks are pretty cool. I like trucks. I just... The gas
cars
mileage,
if
though.
I was more comfortable and more used to driving. But anyway, yeah. To pretty much buy everything I've ever wanted will cost me around or exactly $25,000. Of course, that is a crazy, insane amount of money to just spend on materialistic things or possessions. But honestly, like I said before in my past videos, even though I have never been rich myself, and obviously, how can a teenager or even young adult, especially at this age, become rich? I mean, of course, if
Good
there
question.
was a way, I think I would have already figured it out by now and done it. But obviously there's not, and that's what breaks my heart.
Well, there are a lot of youngsters out there who have made killings, you know? They just find something, and they just hit it right on the head. Like you hit the nail right on the head, brother. Like you put the nail there and you go, boom! That's what a lot of youngsters doing, and there are a lot of youngsters out there that have a lot of money, you know? I mean, you know, you can always hit the block and start trapping. The harder you trap, the more money you'll make. You gotta trap real hard, brother, you know? I got my goons out there on the block right now. I got a couple 13-year-olds on the corner right now slinging crack for me. You know? And I give them a cut. I give them 10% each, you know? So, if Lil Lil J makes me $1,000 today, I'll give him $100, dude. So that's the way you trap, brother. You have others trapped for you. Disclaimer, I'm just kidding. I don't trap. Let's keep going.
Because the only people who are rich
I wish I
are
did.
old people, pretty much. Old farts. People who are doctors, nurses, judges, lawyers, and stuff like that. And even those people, of course they started out young at like the fucking age of 28. Like, it takes so long to get to the point of making a shit ton of money like they do. And if you ask me, it's unfair and unjust that adults cannot at least make $20.
Let me throw something in here, though. Like, there is a path to the wealth that you seek. There is a path to get there. It's a matter of finding that path, and once you find it, sticking on it. There are many different paths to achieve great wealth. There are many different paths to achieving greatness in whatever type of greatness you want. But the attitude that we take with us in our search for that greatness is going to play a huge part. You know, it doesn't determine whether or not we'll find it, but it does play a huge factor in whether or not we'll find it, you know? Let's say I see a girl that I like and I want to go ask her out on a date. And I have this attitude of, oh, she's going to say no. I don't know. And then I go up to her and I'm like, hi. And she's like, hi. And I'm like, you're cute. And she's like, thanks. And I'm like, all right. All right. And then I leave and I'm like, I knew it wasn't going to work. See, like the whole attitude played a role there. Now, if instead I'm like, oh yeah, she wants to come serve as daddy and catch some lockjaw, brother. I ain't kidding. And then I go up to her and I'm just like, hey. And she's like, hi. And I'm like, you want to come suck a root and catch some lockjaw? You look like a whore. She'll probably slap me. Never mind, that's not a good analogy.
To $30 at the max an hour, no matter what job they work at. I mean, especially let's say you're a young adult, whether you're 18, 19, 20, or whatever, but still a young adult, whatever your age is. And you work at like Myers or Walmart, which I know are like multi-billion-dollar corporations or companies or whatever.
For sure.
You should be able to earn $20 to $30 an hour working at a place like that.
It would be
no
nice.
matter what position you want or choose or get hired for. But the tragic, sad thing is you don't. And that's what's fucked up. Of course, if you live in a very expensive state, maybe, or city, you might. But then you'll end up spending a crazy shit ton of money on rent and food and a whole bunch of other stuff, unless you're an adult still living at home with your parents, saving everything you make, which I think is the best choice and option for everyone to do, in my opinion. Because I see that when 18-year-olds move out, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, most jobs that they'll ever get, they cannot support themselves on their own.
A lot of times they'll have roommates, though.
I know it because I've seen it.
Yeah. Having a roommate can help.
There's a shit ton of stuff that I want and wish I had.
I've never had a roommate. I'm too cheap.
That's pretty much all I can say.
I'm really cheap. That's how I survive. I guess that's it for this one, brother. Let's go ahead and touch on this a little bit more here. You know, we live in this society where you can pave the way for yourself. You know, there are tons of opportunity at your fingertips. At the tips of your fingers. There are tons of opportunities. And it's up to you whether or not you're going to take those opportunities, act on those opportunities, and no matter what, you will fail. Okay? You will fail. And then you're going to fail again. And then you're going to fail again. You're not going to get it on the first try. You're going to fail. But from those failures, you rise. All right? You have to fail so you can learn from it. That's natural, baby. It's a part of our journey is failing. Doesn't mean we're always going to fail, though. You might fail once. You might fail twice. You might fail till you're 30, till you're 40, till you're 50. You might fail till you're 60. You might fail till you're 70. And if you're 70 above and you've just failed your whole life, then you should probably invest in some sort of a, I don't know, like a big orange power cord. Those don't break when you... Look, the point is, you're going to fail, and that's okay. Take those failures as learning experiences, no matter what it is. Whether it's a job, whether it was a relationship, whether it was an attempt at maxing, and instead of getting the weight up, it snapped your rotator cuff, and then it was messed up for years after that. I never should have tried doing that. It was years and years ago. Point is, You learn from that, okay? And you keep going. You keep striving. Because we live in this society now where you can make it. All right? I believe in you. But it doesn't freaking matter if I believe in you. What matters is if you believe in yourself. All right? Sometimes you need a little push. You need a little shove to get going, you know? You can do it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do it. Do it. Shia LaBeouf that bitch. But the society we live in, you can do it, okay? All these opportunities right at your fingertips. Technology! We're lucky to live in this time. We're very lucky. So if you fail, that's okay. You fail again, that's okay. You're not going to fail forever. Okay? I believe in you. I believe in every one of you. Okay? Because Base Shaman is your friend. Okay? And I ain't kidding. Lockjaw, brother. Serve his daddy. Ciao. I'll see you guys later. Oh yeah, brother Lockjaw, you ain't kidding. Thank you for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Lastly, huge, tremendous thank you to my supporters on Patreon. I really, really appreciate you. Until next time, everybody, I am Base Shaman. BaseShaman.com, the webcast king. And I ain't kidding, I ain't shitting, I ain't Lockjaw, brother. See what you did it, ciao.